Hey everyone, welcome to Makin Scents. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome aboard. Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Shawn Crenshaw, and it's Ovation. Stay tuned. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about a fragrance from the house of Shawn Crenshaw. The fragrance is Ovation. Now, I picked this fragrance up about not a full year ago, probably last year, middle of the year. Here's the bottle for you if you can see that clearly. It's Ovation by Shawn Crenshaw. It's supposed to have bergamot, cardamom, aqua, tobacco, vetiver, hints of ambergris, vanilla, and something else. Maybe leather or woodsy note. I believe it also has some sort of a woods attribute, like cashmere or cashmere wood or one of those things. I don't really remember off the top of my head. Spray this one. As you can see, the sprayer itself does cover pretty well. Up close, the sprayer looks like this. Just a nice silver sprayer. It doesn't shoot out super far when you spray it, but it's got a nice mist, really nice, spreads out everywhere. And the opening is just a nice opening. It's a citrus opening that it's either the bergamot or lemon, or I don't know if it doesn't say lemon is one of the notes, but one of those attributes is what really stands out to me from the beginning on this one. So it's a nice citrus opening, and I would say the most prominent thing to me, I believe it's the vetiver. Vetiver, patchouli, things like that stand out pretty dominant in a lot of fragrances. And to me, this one here, it would be the vetiver. There's also some undertones of that wood attribute I was trying to talk about. Again, I don't remember if it was cashmere or cashmere wood or one of those things, but there's those attributes that really do kind of like blend this together. When this opens, it's a citrus fragrance. I would say it's probably in the realm of like a barbershop, maybe a modern gentleman take on a fougere, but not like it's not stanky, it's not dark, it's not deeper where I would put some of the fougere fragrances, but it is a gentleman fragrance. Very, very nice. Well done, Shawn. It opens up. I don't know if I was actually a big fan of this when I first got it, because it's not anything groundbreaking. It's not the newest version of anything I've ever smelled before. In reality, I bought it, support the company and get the fragrance in my collection, and I sprayed a couple times. And I thought it was nice, but again, I didn't see anything groundbreaking. Then I wore it a couple more times, and then at some point I was like, oh, I'll just grab Ovation, because that's an easy reach real quick for a classy fragrance when I was heading to like a wedding or something like that. I know there haven't been a ton of them this year or leading up to, but it was a fragrance for me that would just work for that. Because even though I say that vetiver stands out for me, there is nothing that's too strong or potent in this. And after that initial blast, the opening, the bergamot or lemon or whatever that citrus element is that's there is a nice smooth transition into that vetiver / woodsy. There could be vanilla in there a little bit that I can smell. I'm not sure if that's what I smell in there, but it gets either smooth or creamy, or I don't know how to, and it's not like a bad thing at all, but it goes from a little bit more bright to smoother. And once it carries through the smoothness for about an hour or so after you spray it, it stays kind of where it was. At that point, the first 15 minutes to a half hour or so, you have this bright, bergamot, citrus, lemon, whatever that thing is, that opens everything up. And you still have some of the undertones, you still have some of those things sticking through pretty quickly as well, or for a little while. And then at that half hour or so mark leading into the hour between those two pinpoints, it starts to fade more into that creamier, smoother type of a fragrance, which for me, that's a win. It's kind of cool. Once that goes through, I'd say you have some projection for a couple hours on this, 2 to 4. Actually, I'd say 2.5 to 4. It's a little bit more than 2 hours that I get some sort of nice projection on this, even in the colder weather around here. Once that starts to fade away a little bit, you're at that 2.5 to 4 hours where it's still got some sort of projection. 4 to 6, you might still have something coming off of you. It's not definitely a dedicated skin scent at that point. And I'd say anywhere from 5 to 8, depending on the weather, would be the maximum time this really lasts for me. It doesn't completely disappear. It's still smelling on my clothes if I bring my clothes up to my face, or if I decide to smell it around that 8 hour mark. But it's not anything crazy. It's not like blasting off of me. It just smells like a nice scent on the clothing at that time. So again, Ovation from Shawn Crenshaw, Ovation for men. Just give it some respect. It's a parfum concentration, 50 ml bottle. I think it was about $85 or $100 with shipping and such back when I bought it. I did see it on a couple websites for around $85. So not a bad deal if you're into this type of a fragrance. As always, I definitely think you should get your nose on it first, or talk to a few different people that you know that have it. See what they think. If there's someone that has a collection that's very similar to what you actually like and appreciate, this could be a good fragrance for you. At the same time, try to see if you might be able to get a sample or a decant or something like that, at least to give it a little bit of a try before you actually add it to your collection. Unless you just like to be kind of like me and add a lot of things to your collection, then that's completely up to you as well. So again, as far as performance goes, and the fragrance overall, I do like the fragrance. It's a pretty nice fragrance. I did not know if I liked right off the bat. Not that I disliked it, but I thought it was kind of like just familiar. You know, one of those, another fragrance. And the more I let time go on, the more it grew on me, where I was kind of like, okay, well, this is a nice fragrance. And I might grab that when I'm going somewhere on a warmer day as well, where it's not going to be so cloying. It's definitely not a cloying fragrance that would either be like a barbershop or a fougere. It's more or less a nice gentleman's fragrance with that bright opening, the smooth transition, and, you know, the end results are just something appealing. So if this sounds intriguing to you, if you've tried Ovation by Shawn Crenshaw, Ovation for Men by Shawn Crenshaw, throw comments down below. Let me know what you think about it. Do you like it, love it? Do you dislike it? Is it one that's on your radar to possibly pick up? Throw those comments down there. I love interacting with everybody through the channel. If you haven't already and you like the content we put out here, please consider subscribing. I guess clicking the bell matters to some people. I don't really know how much that matters, but I'd love to see you hang around with me. And if you like this specific video, go ahead, click the like button. I'd love to see you press it. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So again, throw those comments down below. Let me know what you think about this fragrance and what your intentions may be about possibly trying it out sometime in the future. And remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.